What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Icing the Puck. We are back. It has been a bit of a hiatus, 1 week off, but it's for a good reason. I already announced on the TikTok, but your boy got married. Good reason. And what do you know, right next to me here on the podcast, my best man at the wedding, Jordan.
Yeah.
We are back. Took a little time off for some personal stuff. All is good. Life is grand. We could say so on both ends here. And it's my birthday this weekend, so kind of just on a big run here. But
yeah, kind of busy few weeks for you. Yeah, busy few weeks for you. But
we're back. We're back. I've been watching hockey again this week, so a little bit of probably about 4 days off of sports in general. But
yeah,
we're back, man. How are you? How are you, bro?
I'm very good as well. It was it's been a good couple weeks for me too, just everything going on, and just enjoying life. Got to celebrate big moment with you, and it was awesome. Yeah. I'm glad to be back though. Glad to be recording
back
again, talking about hockey again.
Here.
Exactly. Yeah.
And guys, just take some notes. Audience, take some notes. It's as much as we love hockey, sometimes just take a step back. Just take a rest. Just take a rest. I'm gonna be honest, it felt a little good to get my eyes off the TV for a couple days, but we're back, and man, some stuff is shaken up here a little bit. The league is, I feel like the first month we had a little bit of a things, it's like the Wild West always the first month of the season. There are a lot of things. We gave a lot of hot takes, a lot of overreactions. Can't promise y'all we're going to stop with those, but I can assure you that's going to slow down a little bit. The hockey universe is becoming balanced once more, and the stat sheets, the score sheets, the standings are looking a little bit unexpected, but I think you know what I'm saying, Jordan. They're getting back to equilibrium here.
Yeah,
so.
It's kind of leveled out. You don't have these teams that have like tons more points. The race is tightened up a little bit, so some of the teams are closer. But I mean, going into it, like we always talked about, the overreactions is kind of part of the fun, like it's interesting and it's fun to think about, and you get all these hypotheticals and you get all these just hot takes and stuff, which, if I'm being honest, is my favorite part. And
we're known for that.
Yeah. As much hate as we get for it, and as much people really dislike when we have hot takes or don't agree with our takes.
Really disliked you last week.
Oh, I know.
They really, they weren't happy with you, you bald dork.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's the famous one at this point. Guys, stop being so mean to my boy here, dude. The comments are getting a little out of hand.
You know what, though?
A little personal.
It doesn't bother me because they're the ones spending all kinds of time on TikTok. So, like,
true.
I mean,
what are you trying to say about me,
what?
bro?
Whoa. I kid. It's always fun getting those interactions, the positive and the negative, because there's a lot. I mean, it varies. And especially when, you talk about somebody's team, they get passionate. I like that, actually. I like seeing people passionate about their teams because
Oilers fans.
Yeah. They're passionate, but I don't know if it's about the right things about their team. But, hey.
We have some deep beef with the Oilers fans. And speaking of beef, perfect way to segue into our first topic. Some people really just don't know how to cut beef. Breaking news today. Jack Hughes, non-hockey injury. I'm just kidding. I really don't know exactly the details of what's going on, but apparently he cut his hand.
Yeah, it was like at a team dinner or something like that is what I saw. Cut his hand.
Freak accident.
It's got to be pretty bad if he's like going to be missing some time for it.
It says that he's out indefinitely. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I saw earlier.
Yeah, that's a crazy cut. Like, did he like cut his finger off or something like that? That would be crazy.
Dude, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen stuff about it. Hasn't happened like really since I've been really into hockey, but I've seen some bad injuries of people that taking pucks to the hand and stuff like that and losing parts of their fingers. But to have that happen outside the game is that's another thing. But
yeah,
I saw some stuff talking about it. He's definitely going to have an assistant or a trainer or something like that has to cut all his food for him going forward. They can't risk those. They can't risk those money makers right there.
Yeah,
it's not fun to laugh. Like I'm not like, but it's kind of funny. But also, I wish the best for him. I mean,
me too. Me too. Jack Hughes going down like this is basically like the stock market crashing for the New Jersey
Uh,
Devils. I mean, this is not good.
yeah. Is it panic time for the Devils now?
I mean, they lead in the standings, but let me see by how many points. They're
4
still
or
ahead in their division, only by 1 point.
1 point. Yeah,
Carolina.
they're down 4 for the lead in the division, or the league. They're tied with
Yeah.
Dallas. Actually, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that that is
Oh.
where that's where we would be in hockey right now?
Yeah,
I'm not complaining
Dallas
though.
are
I
really
love
slow.
seeing this kind of different look. But we'll get into that more later when we talk about some of the standings in
Real
more
quick,
depth.
last minute thing on the Jack Hughes injury is I said this in our preseason predictions. I said all that the Devils need to do is keep Jack Hughes healthy. And guess what? He was great on the ice. I don't think they ever saw this coming. Now I'm kind of buying into you saying he lost a finger. That would be horrible.
I mean,
Because first thing I picture is like like he's cutting the steak and then he like slices an artery. And they had to kind of maybe
that's
some nerve
crazy.
damage
Like
or
that
something.
that's kind of a crazy, like, because I mean, if you cut your hands like that, like you get some bad cuts, and obviously it could just be a really bad cut that needs time because it's like right where he plays, like on the palm of his hand or something like that. But I mean, the indefinitely thing, and also like I don't know, that's the first thing I go to is maybe it has something to do with like a major injury to like one of his fingers or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be anything. It could just be a precautionary thing of he got a really deep cut on his hand or something like that that just would not heal properly if he just kept using it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Prayers up to Jack Hughes, man. That sucks.
Yeah, we did
Devils
talk about that.
definitely
The Devils, as
gonna
long as
get
they
knocked
stayed
out.
healthy, they were going to be a serious threat, which, I mean, he's a big part of their team, and he's going to
The
be
biggest.
a huge hole. Do you think they can still keep up without him, or you think they're going to see...
I do. They made the playoffs last year without him, and the roster's better than it was last year. And man, these goaltenders are great. It seems like the Avs just destroyed Markstrom, and he took that personally. He's
I
like,
mean, that was his
"How
first.
did
That was
happen
his
again?"
first game back,
Yeah,
which was a
yeah.
wild move to do. I would not have started my goalie that had been out for months
against the
against...
best team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you wait for... But then again, you can't say like, oh, we're going to start him when we play like the Sharks because...
Yeah. I mean, he's turned it around though. He's turned it around. But we'll get into that
he's
in a
leveled out
second.
for sure.
We'll get into that in a second. Kind of an interesting topic we wanted to talk about. I'll let you kind of break it down, and we just wanted to touch on this because there's been a lot of talk about it on the internet. So we're pushing the conversation here.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it a couple days ago, and then I saw some follow-ups on it. Some other people talked about it, and it does go into the standings a little bit. Is there some talk about how the NHL should adopt and change the scoring for wins, losses, etc., switching it over to a more international style of scoring, which a lot of leagues use, even like the AHL and other leagues in North America use it, which is a 3-2-1-0 system. And I mean, I've seen a lot of for both sides of it, some saying that they should change it to get in line with that because they like it. It's a little more, you're going to have overall higher totals for each season, but you can get some tighter races between like the playoff teams and it can actually shake up the overall standings a little bit. Now, I saw some other in-depth analysis of it that said it really wouldn't have changed all that much historically. It would have changed the top level, like this top 16 like playoff teams. It would have shuffled them around a little bit, but it would not have changed, other than like one or two instances, it would not have changed their actual making the playoffs versus not. So in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people that don't think it needs to change, yeah, I don't really think it needs to change. I kind of like the way that it is now. I think it's just kind of unnecessary to change it. It's been this way for a long time, and some people want to change it to kind of get in line and to make it easier for newer fans to kind of understand how the scoring works. But I mean, it's been working fine, and with the fact that it wouldn't really have changed the outcome of any seasons, I don't think you need to add all this confusion in for people who are used to it. And I just think it's unnecessary. I mean, this kind of stuff comes up every year in one form of another. about a bunch of different topics in the league. I
Yeah.
know last year the big one was overtime play with like if you take the puck out of the zone, having to give it up and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you should
Um,
if you, isn't it if you enter the offensive zone you have to stay in technically.
the big one last year was that if you take the puck over the red line into the offensive side, if you retreated back over the red line, you had to give up possession of the puck at the red line.
Oh, okay.
Or something similar to that. People don't like about the whole
Yeah.
like reset where you pull all the way back to your zone and then reset for another,
Yeah.
which again I think is kind of unnecessary. I mean, you do that in regular 5-on-5 play anyway too, so it's not gonna. It's just because it. Yeah, I mean that's something in
Yeah,
the past
I
that we've
mean,
talked about, but
I agree with you on both of those actually, and it's because you have to present an argument. Okay, so if we go to the 3-2-1-0 system, okay, my whole thing, and I think it's a valid question here in this argument, is what should make it that you get more points for a regulation win than an overtime win? Because the overtime, and because I don't think you should get more for either. Because here's the thing, if you're arguing that you get 3 for a regulation over an overtime, it's like, yeah, you beat the team so bad, so you earned 3 points, or you beat them in a 60-minute, time frame, rather than like, shouldn't the 3 be for an overtime almost because you outlasted enough the 60 minutes? It's kind of weird to me, but in my opinion, a win is a win. Okay, like, oh, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you could win by a blowout or you could win in a close, tight race. Oh, you still won the game.
mhm.
So like I just think it's overcomplicating the game a little bit. And same with those overtime rules, like because you have to think about changes, like line changes. Okay, like line changes are a part of the game. So essentially if you're saying, your thing with the red line, it almost makes it a little difficult to make a line change. And a line change and that's the whole thing, is like it's the stamina factor. But you're already in a 10-minute overtime period. So it's like you have like the stamina is already a thing. Like you're going to shuffle lines. I don't know. Both are
Yeah.
overcomplicating the game. I don't think there should be changes to the game. I think it's great already, but
Yeah, I mean, the main argument for changing it to that format, the main one that everybody brings up, and I think is kind of doesn't really matter. They're saying, oh, it matches a lot of other leagues. It doesn't matter. Those
yeah.
other leagues are not the NHL. The NHL is a
Yeah, they're
top
not
league
as
for a reason.
successful, dude. Why? Yeah,
They're sub or minor leagues for a reason. I mean, there are other professional leagues, obviously, but
yeah, for sure.
um, the NHL is kind of the standard of it, and all these other leagues are not following their lead. So,
Yeah.
and the format, the 3-2-1 format, it does work in smaller like size, like if there's a less amount of games, and that's why like these
Mhm.
smaller leagues use it. So like the AHL does not play 82 games a year; they play less games, so they need a wider spread of points to make the standings potentially more even and make it more
Mhm.
competitive. Like at the last year, the Four Nations Face-Off used that a scoring
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
or scoring method, and that determined the order. That was only 4 teams, and it was 6 games total, or whatever. They played however many games it was, 8 games or something like that. They played each team twice or something like that, right? And in that kind of amount of teams or a smaller sample size, you need those kind of scorings in order to make it more competitive. And honestly, I mean, prevent tiebreakers is one thing, because how do you determine in a small like mid-season playoff format kind of thing, if 2 teams tie, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
and they still do. It's like if a team ties, if one won in regulation or one versus overtime, the one that won in regulation wins. That's the tiebreaker. So I mean, and I just think it's unnecessary complication. It's trying to fix something that's not broken.
I
That
agree.
it just would cause confusion for people who are semi-casual but have been watching for a long time to potentially get in line with other leagues that honestly a lot of people that watch the NHL don't watch a lot of these other leagues, so it doesn't matter, which is unfortunate because I think they should. Watching other leagues of hockey is very interesting because there are some different rule sets, and
Sure.
they play is a little bit different too. We're big AHL guys here, so yeah,
Really
big
just
AHL.
the Texas
And
Stars.
honestly, kind of an underrated league right now. I'm glad it's getting bigger. The PWHL is kind of cool. Some of their games are intense, man. I don't like
Those
some of
ladies.
I don't like some of the rules. I like that they're testing some new rules potentially that I mean, and there are times when the rules should be changed because it makes the game better, but you can't just like test them in the NHL. You have to test it in these other
Yeah.
leagues and then potentially move it. And you can't just like spring it on somebody. It's got to be hey, in 3 years, this rule's going to change so everybody can get used to it. You can't just change a rule in the middle of the season that drastically changes the league and expect it to be okay. I mean, they make minor changes to the rules every year, but that's more of like how penalties are called or how they're enforced or what's, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I definitely think it's kind of unnecessary change just for change, which it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the league enough that it doesn't need to happen. So, but that's just kind of our thoughts on it.
Rule books are crazy, man. Rule books are crazy. Always trying to, I get it. They're trying to bring maybe some fresh life into the sport, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think we settle on that there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more.
Yeah, I think actually this can be a good sort of segue into what we are going to talk about more too. People think this is how you bring more people into the league by making these big changes or things like that. How you really bring more people to the league is the players and exciting players, and especially exciting new players.
We got plenty of those.
Yeah, I mean, and they kind of talk about it, and they, it's their advertising and marketing right now is the new golden age of hockey, which honestly I kind of agree with.
100%.
It's 100%. It's the most interesting time to watch hockey in the last 15 years.
For sure.
That and it's because of new young players who are coming into the league right out of the draft and able to play at a high level and make big differences on their team. And those guys are fun to watch. And I think that will draw more viewers. And it does draw more viewers than anything that they could do with a rule change or anything like that. But
of all these young players, and you could say one of the big ones if you want, but out of all these young players, who has really kind of impressed you the most? Who has really drawn you into their season? You didn't expect them to be doing this right now. Hit me with it.
I can actually say from an Avs fan perspective, I know that I got some hate last episode for being an Avs fan that was hating on the Avs. I was not. I'm being realistic and a pessimist. I don't want to have heartbreak, when they get eliminated in the first round against Dallas again, Matt Duchene scoring or Mikko Rantanen scoring or whatever.
I miss my boy Dutchy, man. He hasn't played since like the second week.
Yeah, because he got hit and it didn't seem that bad. And we talked about it actually. We talked about
he's still been out.
Potentially a suspension or something like that or a punishment.
Nothing came from it.
Nothing came from it, which is
sorry, it was
how it should have been. Yeah.
But
as an Avs fan, I'm biased on this again. I'll always say it when I talk about the Avs. I am biased. But I've been really impressed by Gavin Brindley, who is a rookie that they have had play. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's not the top in scoring, but his play is really good. So obviously, I've been very impressed by like Masha Schaefer, Demidov, all those guys at the top because they're producing a lot. They're adding a lot to their team. They're scoring. They're getting assists. They're difference makers right now. But Brindley has been really good. He was playing on the fourth line. He went to training camp from day one. Basically, people were like, man, this guy might be a lock for the final roster just after seeing him like once. Played preseason, had like 3 goals in preseason, which was pretty good. And then he made the final roster. Has been playing on the fourth line, has been producing there. Has gotten some goals, some assists there.
He's got 4 goals, 7 points in 16 games, and this is a fourth line guy.
Well, so here's the thing though. So he was a fourth line up until last night. So Val Nichushkin is out for a couple weeks with an injury, and he slotted in to the second line in Val Nichushkin's place.
And he got a goal last night, right?
He got a goal and an assist last night.
Yeah.
And his goal was really good.
Game?
No, I think he had one the other day because he had 2 goals in one game in the other game.
Okay. Wow.
But from the fourth line. But
man, and he has a wicked shot. Like when he comes screaming in on that right wing.
Yeah.
It's like I saw the goal, like I saw it coming immediately when I'm watching the game. I'm like,
that's actually not the part I'm most impressed with about that goal. I'm actually really impressed with his skating. So he's like skating backwards, kind of in the neutral zone, kind of skating sideways, backwards a little bit towards the benches, and gets that pass and just rockets forward like instantly, like kind of McKinnon-esque a little bit, which is a very
Well, he's
impressive
playing
thing
with
to
him.
say.
He's playing with him. You know,
Exactly.
and if
Yeah.
I was playing with him, I would take all of the mental notes I possibly could. I
Yeah.
mean, this is the point leader and heart favorite right now at this point. You
Yeah.
know, goal leader.
Yeah.
It's nuts. You know, and it's not just Brindley. Like we could stay on Brindley if you want, but like
Talk
it's
about
all
whoever.
of these. It's all these young guys, and it's not just rookies, but it's guys. I would say like 21 years and younger, and like the level of play that we're seeing. Okay, so we've been hockey fans for like 5 years now. Okay, like I'd say we've been around the block a little bit. We kind of came in at the end of an era. And I'm just going to say it because I think this is like a universal fact here, but the level of play in the youth compared to even just 5 years ago is nuts. And I'm talking about skating, shooting, you know, like speed, physicality, all of it. And like some people like to argue there's less physicality now because the young guys don't go and make the hits yet. I think that comes with experience. It comes with time. It comes with adding some size onto your body. And obviously, the game of hockey has gotten a little flashy. One guy here that I want to pinpoint who I have been extremely, and I can't stress this enough, extremely impressed with is Leo Carlson on Anaheim. Like, pretty solid season last year. Okay. Like, I'd say like a good year, you know? And then this year, we have this guy just jumping into the points leaders. I mean, I think he's third in points right now, if I'm not
He's tied for
mistaken.
third. He's tied for third with Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini. So they all have 26.
My point, and the guy, he's 20. He's 20 years old, and I hate looking at this, seeing people born in 2004. It just kills me.
Yeah.
Like,
And to be
it makes me
fair,
feel
and
so
to kind of put it in there, because I know some people are going to point it out. Technically, those three players do not count as rookies anymore.
yeah.
But we're talking about
Yeah.
not just rookies. We're talking about young players. So the guys who
Yeah.
are just coming into the league, who are, I mean, under like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Those kind of
Yeah.
guys who are,
And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what impresses me with Leo here is not only does he have 26 points, 11 of those are goals, by the way. The 15 assists is just nuts. I mean, and he's the 1C at 20 years old. And by the way, he will be Sweden's 1C in the Olympics. Is there any, like, do you have an argument there? Like, who else is it going to be? Like, I genuinely don't know who else it's going to be.
I don't hate that take. I don't hate it at all.
Well, here's another reason.
He's on a heater right now. He's on a tear. So, I mean,
he's
there's
got
no
a
reason to
plus
not.
8. Like, he's killing it in 5-on-5 and defense. Like, he's an all-around player. And this is what I mean. Like, I'm tying this into the physicality point I just made, is this guy's like an old school center. Like, he kind of reminds me of like some of the early 2000s guys, you know, like I would kind of compare him a little bit to, like, he doesn't have the size obviously, but he's got a little bit of like the Gino Malkin style of play in him, just like quicker. And that's not to diss Gino. I mean, Gino was quick back in his day as well, but like, I mean, this kid is like blowing me away. And like, obviously we could get into the Bedard and Celebrini as well, because, you know, Bedard has really, I feel like we talk about it every week, but Bedard has just, we're watching him become this all-around player, and it's great.
I think we talked about it the other day. You had said a really good thing about, like, with Bedard. You said he's playing now like everybody thought he was playing his rookie year.
Yeah, like he's living up to the hype of his the hype he got in his rookie year. Almost,
yeah, not to say that he had a bad rookie year at all. I mean, he was really good. He was just stuck in, you know, kind of this weird position in Chicago for his first 2 years. But he's really, like, you can see it. It's crazy how you can see it. And these are the first, like, really, like, first group of guys that I've been watching and actually seen him progress. Of as they play, they get that, like, knowledge, and they learn and they adapt. And I think, like you said about like Carlson, he has like an older style of play in a new age where everything's a lot more technical and a lot more like faster, but he doesn't get left behind. Like, he plays an older style of hockey, but he's still quick, and he's still can do all the technical stuff. It's more noticeable with him than some other guys who are like
For sure.
super quick on their feet and have really good movement and are like super nimble. But
he's got a teammate. Talking about young guys, this guy is officially a rookie, bro. I feel like we've talked about him before, but Beckett Seneca I mean, he's tied in rookie lead in goals with 6.
Yeah, he's second
number
right now.
3. No, he's third in rookie points
third.
with 12 behind Demidov. And
yeah,
this Calder race is. I mean, a lot of people, I get it. Like, a lot of people think Schaefer's running away with it, and you can make that argument, but like, Demidov and Seneca are right there. And like, Seneca was kind of a guy who wasn't really brought up in this Calder Trophy race. And here he is, third in rookie points. And a lot of that has to do with this Ducks team exceeding expectations. So.
Yeah, I think talking about like Schaefer, I think the reason everybody kind of latches onto him, and I'm not trying to discount him. He's a really good player and he's made a huge difference in New York.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's a defenseman, so that's what's kind of everybody's like grabbing their attention. It's like, oh my God, he's like ahead in points of all these forwards. But I mean, he's really good. I don't want to discount that. Like, I'm not saying he's bad, but you kind of have to look at the difference between the teams too. He stands out in New York and he makes a difference in New York because they've always had a different style of play. They are always really like a lot slower in their play and their approach, very methodical, very defensive. And he's kind of changing that a little bit. He's made a huge impact on that team and is slowly changing the way that team plays. And it's made a big difference in their season. And it's a lot more noticeable watching them play now. It's like we've talked about and kind of joked about, like, they're not boring to watch anymore.
No, not at all. I've actually, like, I watched the full Vegas Islanders game last night. I watched the whole game, and that was a 9:30 start time. I stayed up and
crazy.
I'm watching, and I'm like, dude, the Islanders are, like, so fun now. Like, and this is so funny because all of these teams that, were, just crap for years, like the Sharks, the Hawks, the Islanders. Well, the Islanders have been back and forth, but you get what I'm saying. Like, all of these teams, like, from an outsider's perspective, somebody like two guys who aren't fans of these teams, like, there's like hope once again. So I could only imagine what their fans feel like right now because there's so much hope. Like, these teams are kind of back on track a little bit, like going in in my opinion, those 3 teams are going in the right direction. Like, Anaheim is like a home run this year, which is wild. And I think they'll keep that up for years to come. They've built such a good core, but like for teams that are still building, like the Hawks, the Sharks, and the Islanders, like they have guys to build around now. And you just have to hope that you can extend those guys in the future. And it's like, that may be a little too early here, but what are their contracts going to look like here in like 4 years? It's especially like, I'm just saying, like, Bedard's contract is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Like, if Bedard's like a point per game guy or a 90-point guy this year, like, good luck.
Those are the kind of guys that you kind of have to, not overpay is the right word, but you have to make sure that you get them locked down.
Yeah.
So you pay them, more than they're worth at the time in order to secure them for the future. Which is what Minnesota did with Kaprizov so far. May or may not be working out, but
once again, but
honestly, I don't think it was a mistake to sign him. I think it was a mistake to sign him at the amount that they did. They're just banking on him being super productive in the future and the cap going up enough that they can offset it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they maybe jumped the gun a little bit, and I think they overpaid. The longer that deal sits there, I'm like, man, that's a crazy deal. Crazy high deal, but whatever.
Let's talk about the league lead in points here. Points and goals, because is Kaprizov even... I don't know. He's not in the top 8 here. You'd expect making that kind of money, he'd be in the top 8 here, but
yeah,
I don't even see him. Here he is at number 16. He has 22 points. He's tied.
Yeah,
with a couple guys.
10 goals, 12 assists. Yeah,
I know Bo Horvat ain't making $17 million a season. That's for sure. He's got the same amount of points with 2 more goals.
Yeah,
I know Nick Schmaltz ain't making that kind of money. All right.
Yeah.
But
and you talk about Malkin right there.
Yeah, Malkin's making his bucks. He's making his
Malkin, bro,
bucks.
18 assists? That's crazy.
Yo, Gino and the Pens have slowed down a little bit. They've slowed. The excitement has faded a little bit, but they're still winning. Still in the top 3 in that division. But let's talk about your boy Nate Dogg here. Talk about a guy that I absolutely hate, but absolutely love at the same time. He's got a plus 18. All right. Didn't know that. God, is this guy, is he just like the best hockey player we've ever seen? Is that fair to say?
You know, I mean, there's always that comparison between Nathan MacKinnon and Connor McDavid.
Yeah, Connor's right by him, like right next to him with 27 here.
Yeah, he's 27 right there. What's with 2 Connors being right up there, dude? Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard, second and third. What's going on here? So, again, I think overall, if I were to build a team, I would prefer to have MacKinnon over McDavid. McDavid is a really good player, but I think McKinnon's drive is better. I think his overall commitment to the team and to the game and just the intensity that he brings to the game is more than McDavid. McDavid is better in a lot of categories technically, but I think MacKinnon is the guy. I think he's him.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you there. If I was building a team today, I would go with Nate because I think he's a better player than McDavid. But for sure they're in the same echelon. They're in the same tier. And it's but the thing is, if I'm getting technical with it, if I'm just choosing outright, I'm choosing Nate. But if I'm getting technical with it, I think it depends on who else is on the team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It depends. Yep. If I could only choose, but I knew who my surrounding cast was, it would heavily depend.
Absolutely.
Because I think
it's very situational.
I think if you put Connor on the Avs right now, and I know this is a crazy, I hope everybody listening understands how I say this. Take this with context. If Connor McDavid was on the Avs right now, they wouldn't be as good.
I 100% agree.
Because Nathan MacKinnon obviously fits the team better. And it's simple as that. It's the same as if you put Nate MacKinnon on the, I don't know, if you put Nate MacKinnon on the Oilers, I think they'd be doing a little better.
Here's the thing. I don't think it matters what superstar player you put on the Oilers. They ain't saving him right now. No. It's not that is not the problem with the Oilers right now. Oilers fans are coming after us again.
Quick. I'm jumping around real quick. I don't want to upset the Oilers fans any. I can't deal with them anymore. I'm sick of them. I'm officially declaring it on the podcast right now. I'm not interacting with y'all anymore. I'm tired of this. It gets a little bit much. It messes with my mental health. My boy Moose, 7th in the point race here. I predicted he would have the most points on the team this year. He's the best player on the team, obviously. But I'll say this, he's having a better start than I expected him to, and that's a lot due to the Stars catching up here in the race. Stars have been winning a lot of games. We just beat the Canadiens 7-0. It was a football score last night. Game was great for me. But yeah, my boy Mikko Rantanen, he's -5, and this is a broader discussion, I think the Stars only have 3 players total that are in the positive here, in the plus minus.
Yeah. Oh, that's where a lot of people, their argument with plus minus is you can't always look at it as a 100% accurate metric for overall performance. It's just a way of measuring. Yeah, absolutely. It's a broad kind of overview of an individual player's play, but it's everything all together. It's instead of looking at it from a very fine detail of specific moments, specific plays, things like that are not considered into that because it's an average. It's an overall accumulation of everything, which is good for just quick comparison. But if you break it down and go in more depth, obviously I think some of these plus minuses are wrong. But speaking of an opposite plus minus, very opposite to Mikko Rantanen. And you know what? I'm going to say, I'm tired of being an Avs apologist, bro. I love the Avs. They're so good.
This is the
And
biggest change up from 2 episodes ago. Like,
I got set straight from the comments, dude. I'm tired of apologizing. I don't, bro. Marty Nate is
yeah.
king.
Yeah, he's great. And I can't
Bro's,
even deny it. He is
and
absolutely
this goes kind of
incredible.
what you're talking about. Nate McKinnon, with paired with certain people, makes him and everyone better.
For sure.
The chemistry is awesome. You have 3 Avalanche players in the top 3 or top 10 in scoring.
Yeah, there's
One of them is
big
Cale
boy
Makar.
Cale right there, yeah.
Yeah, he leads all defensemen in scoring. But yeah, I'm no longer an Avs apologist. They're the greatest team in the league.
Only 1 regulation loss still, and it's been over a month into the season. I can't believe it.
One of the teams that's driving that, what we talked about with the scoring, is the Avalanche. They're like, a lot of people are like, they wouldn't be top in the league if they didn't have those overtime points. It's like, yeah, but they do, so get over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Another team that's thriving right now that I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm sorry, bro. I can't let you make this an Abs podcast. I can't let me make this a Stars podcast. I'm segueing really hard here. And I want to start it by saying this. This is something I'm throwing out into the hockey universe right now. David Pastrnak is the most underrated player in the entire league. David Pastrnak is so good at hockey, and he is like literally carrying this Bruins team back into a playoff spot. And it is nuts. I mean, he has 24 points right now. He's number 10 in points. And like, seriously, guys, like, I'm advocating for David Pastrnak to win the Ted Lindsay. Like, players, please vote for this guy as like one of the greatest in the league. The Bruins have 22 points right now, man. Team that's total opposite of your team. No overtime losses. They're 11-8, but they've snuck into the top 3 of this Atlantic division. And this Atlantic division it's not looking how I expected it to look at all. And I think it's the division that has moved around the most since the beginning of the year. And a part of the Bruins kind of sitting in a playoff spot right now is due to the fact that the Leafs, the Lightning, and the Panthers have been losing.
Yeah.
It's getting a little crazy down there.
I agree. This division does not look how I thought it would look. I'm here for it, though. I like it. I think it's awesome. I'm a Leafs hater, so I'm okay seeing them at the bottom. After some comments I got when we talked about Buffalo, I'm a Buffalo hater. I know you're a Buffalo guy. I'm a Buffalo hater.
Not anymore. I've officially jumped off the Buffalo train. We're gonna get into which train I'm on.
Yeah, you're on the train to Staten Island now.
No.
You're on the ferry to Staten Island.
Are we doing this right now? Are we doing this right now?
No, not yet.
No,
I think this division is very interesting. It's had a lot of changes. It's not the way I thought it would look. But I really enjoy it. I'm enjoying this season like a lot. Because of how the divisions are shaken up, how all these teams are playing in positions where we never thought they would be. I think it makes hockey more interesting, and I mean, obviously when everything's more competitive, it's way more entertaining. I mean, I'll never complain about seeing teams
for sure
that were underdogs or whatever being in the top of their division or doing better in their division than anybody thought they would.
The Bruins are the ultimate underdog, man. I mean, so lost to the Senators yesterday. That's tough. Then you win against the Leafs twice, back to back. And then you win against the Sens. Crucial division wins here. You're able to knock out the Islanders, able to knock out the Hurricanes. I mean, these guys are on
the only regulation loss the Avs have
streak.
is to the only regulation loss the Avs have is to the Bruins. Yeah.
The Bruins were on kind of a big win streak before they lost to the Sens here, and they beat a couple of pretty good teams. I mean, they beat Carolina, they beat Ottawa. Ottawa's a good team. They beat the Leafs kind of during their downfall. Yeah, and then the Avs earlier, it's funny. I want to take back what I said in our preseason predictions episode of like them being at the bottom of this division because the Sabres exist, and like the Bruins are kind of killing it right now. It's not just Pasternak. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a team effort, and like Jeremy Swayman's picking up his game a little bit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know there was a lot of like question marks on kind of how the Bruins were going to perform this year, just because they seemed kind of depleted a little bit. I mean, they had most of their guys still. They didn't lose that much. It just like
the roster just didn't look that good. Like the Janot signing
Yeah.
was weird. Like I didn't think
Yeah.
anybody thought Zadorov would be as good as he is now. Like,
yeah, I think the big one was talking about like with trading Marchand.
Yeah.
Was everybody kind of thought was going to be like a morale killer, and this
Mhm.
team has somehow found a way. I mean, they don't have a captain right now. They have 4 alternate captains. They're running that for this year, and I don't know.
Pasta's
a
going
lot
to
of
be the
people thought,
captain.
yeah, I can see that for sure.
He will. He will.
And I mean, just the way that they reacted to his 5th goal was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I'd never seen that.
That was kind of
like, coming
weird
on
and
the
random.
ice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very strange. But I mean, great. I mean, as long as the team's happy, like that's awesome. It's yeah. I mean, I find it very interesting that they've found a way. And like you said, they're 11-8 right now, no overtime. So they're a team that is doing it all in regulation. They're either winning or losing. They're not
Mhm.
benefiting, as some people say, from the overtime point.
They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Wow, that might be the
Yeah.
biggest, other than your team. That might be the biggest. Little
Yeah, I mean,
win streak
Colorado's not
going
on
here.
Colorado's on a 5-game
7-1
win
and
streak.
2 in your last 10.
Yeah, they're on a 5-game right now. So I mean, and a lot of these teams, like Colorado's leading by 4 points in the standings. New Jersey and Dallas are right behind them. Carolina's right there too. And then after that, you have this huge stack of teams that are in that like 21 to 23 point range, which Boston falls in there. The Kings, who we were kind of had a lot lower down, or kind of down on.
Kings have surprised me.
The Penguins right there. Yeah.
I want to talk about the Kings real quick.
Here's my take about this. And I actually kind of want to talk about it too with the Kings. And it's going to sound like I'm hating. I think the Kings have benefited from other teams in their division playing like crap.
Like where they sit points wise?
Like they seem
like playing in a bad division,
not,
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always thought the Pacific Division was too easy.
But I'm just going to throw this out there.
You compare the top end of that division to the low end of that division.
But their last 3 wins, though, against Toronto, against Montreal, and against Pittsburgh. Like, I'd say that's pretty solid. They beat the Jets like a week ago. That's pretty solid, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously they have, the amount of points they have based on, who they're beating. But I don't know. I think if you compare them to their division, I don't think they are as strong as they seem to be.
Well, I'll say this. I
still think they have some flaws
a better team,
there.
And they're 1 point below them. I think Vegas is a better team, just kind of had a bad stretch.
Yeah. And you see that a lot with teams. Like they'll go on like these streaks of like long wins and then long loss streaks. And that, again, it doesn't make or break their season, and it doesn't define them as a team, I don't think, because you can lose a lot of games in a row and still be a good team. That's just how a game works. Bad teams beat good teams all the time. It's just how they play that night. But I mean, I still think there are some issues in LA, but you're going to talk about
is the biggest one.
Corey Perry. Yeah. Age is the big one. Yeah. Their goaltending is still, I mean, their goaltending has stood up. It's been okay. It's still just not like, it's just not the greatest as it could be if they're a team that's going to make a deep playoff run. You can win a cup. This is not a team
that can make a deep playoff run.
I mean, you can win a cup with mediocre to okay goaltending. You can't win a cup with bad goaltending.
I don't think their goaltending's bad though. Like
I don't think it's bad. No, I don't think it's bad.
Like,
it's like it's okay.
Like Kemper has held in there, and I'm not like I don't want to hate on the Kings too much because like they're winning. And that's the thing is like I feel like we haven't really broken down the Kings that much this year. Like they're one of our least talked about teams for sure, and I feel kind of bad. But like I don't know, because like they're like I said, those are 3 big wins right there. I mean, the Leafs, the Canadians, like the Jets not too long ago, like they're hanging in there, and I don't know what Kemper's save. Let me go look at Kemper's stats here real quick.
I got it right here.
Yeah, what you got?
Right
What's his save
now,
percentage right now?
903. So not bad. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said,
he's in the nines. He's in the nines. It's just the thing with that team is we talked about they lack defensively, of course. Like Cody Cece and Brian Dumoulin aren't, top guys to hold you up here. So but Corey Perry, doesn't he have like 7 or 8 goals or something like that? Something nuts. Like talk about an aging team. Father Time hasn't come to him yet.
Corey Perry right now has 7 goals, 4 assists for 11 points total.
You think the Oilers trade for him and bring him back?
Dude, I saw that. I was joking about it. I was like, yeah, they should trade and get Perry back. That would be crazy, actually.
Getting compensation for a 41-year-old would be nuts, dude. Like,
yeah. Didn't what's his name make his debut this season for Edmonton tonight? Zach Hyman? Yeah, he did. Yeah. He played tonight.
Oh, he's playing tonight?
No.
Last game against Columbus?
No, I'm sorry. Against the Hurricanes.
Okay. So Hyman's back then.
No, he's going to be on Saturday. They haven't played yet.
Oh, okay.
It's against the Hurricanes on Saturday.
Huge. That's huge for them. Huge for them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna jump on the Oilers real quick while we're in the Pacific Division. There's 2 teams I want to talk about. The Oilers are the first one. Still and I think maybe you agree with this. I don't know. You hate the Oilers, but I'm not worried about the Oilers. I think they're still going to find their way in the playoffs. I think there's a lot of people saying right now that they're so bad that they're just not gonna make it. It's out of the realm, but it's so early in the season and you have such good players. If you get Zach Hyman back, and then I'm interested to see what they do at the deadline because the Oilers are a team that every year they're in it as long as they have those 2 guys.
And
Draisaitl,
I agree with that. I don't think Edmonton is they're not going to miss the playoffs. Edmonton is so scary offensively, except for when they play the Avs. They get absolutely destroyed. But sorry,
not my team. They destroy my team.
Yeah, and it kind of goes into what I said. You can make the cup finals, obviously in their case, but you can't win a cup with just bad goaltending. That is really their main issue. Defensively, it's hit or miss.
They're not that good. They're shaky. They're shaky.
Yeah, but their goaltending and it's not even, if you have bad goaltending, that's one thing. My biggest frustration with that team, and I think fans should be frustrated the most about, is that they're refusing to admit that there's an issue there. I know that they can't do it super publicly to say just shit on Skinner and stuff like that, but they have been they've been publicly saying and they're saying we're not looking for a goalie is crazy to me. But the fact that there's no intention to change, I don't think it matters. I think they need something. Even a backup goalie is better than what they've got right now.
Well, okay, so here's the argument.
I saw some stuff that talked about they trade for yeah, go ahead.
Okay, an argument that people try to throw out there with Stuart Skinner, okay, is the win-loss column. Okay, and he has 6 wins, 4 losses, and they're well, he keeps us in games from time to time. And I'll say this, obviously I stay on the positive end of this a little bit. I'm more of an optimist than you, even when I see the bad, the scary stuff going on here is to Skinner's credit, sometimes he'll make these crazy saves late in the game. He gives up some really ridiculous stuff early on, but then he kind of he'll make the saves when it matters. And I think that's what Edmonton fans see in him. And I'm not saying he does that consistently, but he does it enough to where fans want to keep him around. Am I advocating for them to keep him? No, I think next year he's out. I think he's done because he has an 8.89 right now. But and even the other day, I think there's some quote for him. He's I'm really not playing that bad. And it's yeah, but you're not playing good. I don't know. Skinner is just, the Oilers are just this weird mixed bag. They're so, it's so hit or miss.
And we've talked about it before. You can go back and look at their past 2 seasons, and they've had these things where everybody's the same way. They're the Oilers are playing really bad. Last year they started terribly. I mean, they were bottom of the league. last year at the
yeah.
beginning of the year. They made a coaching change and then shot up and went to the Stanley Cup final at the end of the year. But they'll do the same thing again. I mean, they'll stay in there. They'll go on this streak of like winning a bunch of games, but it won't be because of goaltending that they win these games. They will win because they outscore their opponent.
Yeah, for sure.
And because they're just so scary and so good offensively that they'll make it happen. But I don't know what they need to do, and I don't know if they can make a trade for somebody. I don't know who they would even trade for.
Will.
I've seen some stuff people saying like they need a trade for a veteran backup goalie, somebody who can at least, get them through the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think some of their biggest issues, and honestly the reason that, and there's no quantifiable like data to back this up, there's no way to like prove this. I think part of the reason that Skinner is playing as bad is because the players in front of him are not confident in him.
Yeah, for sure. David was like screaming at him in practice the other week.
Yeah, and they're not confident in him because he's been playing. But it's kind of like a never-ending cycle a little bit. Like
McDavid was screaming at Bouchard, but I think he kind of went.
Yeah, I mean, I would do that too if I was McDavid, bro. Anyway, but I don't know. They're so weird in the sense of like they could either absolutely make it to the cup final again or just shit out in like the second or third round or second round or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe is this the year that LA beats the Oilers?
It's not. You know why? I'm jumping here. I'm about to give you. You've kept me waiting long enough. Giving you the team I'm hopping on the train to. I'm on a new train, and this time I'm traveling. So I was in Western New York. 2 weeks ago, I was in Western New York. I was a Buffalo guy, all right? Right now, I'm going to tell you the team that is going to beat Edmonton in the first round of the playoffs this year. I'm taking a train all the way across the country. Let me ask you something, Jordan. You ever seen Twilight?
Oh, my gosh.
I've been to Forks. Forks is about an hour. Maybe 2, give or take, outside of Seattle, Washington, where a creature lurks so deep under the sea that just waiting to cause a shipwreck in the playoffs, okay? And the Seattle Kraken are going to blossom, and the tentacles are going to rip the oil rigs down into the ocean, all right? Because this team is so good, and I feel like I talk about them every single week. I love this team. I love this freaking team so much. Okay. And guess what? They're good enough this year. They're going to win something. I really think they're going to win something. Okay. All of their games are so close, dude, except for when they lose 6-1 to the Sharks. I don't know what that's about. But
honestly, sometimes you just have to lose that way to the Sharks. You have to.
Yeah. But all these games are so close. And like, bro, I talked about this, but they're getting effort and they're getting good play out of all of their guys. Like, all of them are contributing a little bit, and the guys that they gave the money to are finally like earning the money. Stevenson, Montour, okay, Jordan Eberle, the captain, he's great. Like, and believe it or not, like Joey Decord is playing good, but Grubauer is playing decent now. Like, he's helping them hang in games. Like, I'm telling you, man, the Kraken are going to win a playoff series. Okay, I'm not saying they're going to go to the Stanley Cup or anything, but like, seriously, clip this because I feel like we haven't had a Kraken clip on the socials yet. Like, Kraken fans, I'm riding with you. Like, I'm here. I'm a Dallas fan. I'm a Kraken fan in Texas now, I guess. Like, I'm on the train. I took the train all the way from Buffalo to Seattle. Let's go Kraken, winning a playoff series this year. I'm calling it. Mark my words. Joey Decord for starting goaltender.
Anyway, as a someone who talks about hockey and who has a hockey podcast, I do like Seattle. I agree with that take that you have. However, as an Avs fan, I always got to circle back. I hate the Kraken, bro. I hate them. Nothing will ever sting as bad as like the first year where we did this podcast, bro. The first time we did this podcast back in the day, Colorado played the Kraken in the first round and got eliminated in 7 games. Man, that sucked.
Yeah. And I
But
get it.
I
get it.
genuinely think this team this year is better than that team in
This is the best team they've
2023.
ever had.
I agree. And I mean, it's, yeah, like you said, the guys that need to step up and need to, perform for the team are, and I mean, everybody's performing for their team. Even Grubauer, who
To
dude
some
has like
extent.
a vendetta against the Avs and like steals their playbook every year somehow. And anyway, they'll always start him whenever they play Colorado because I don't know, but maybe, I mean, enough players have changed that he doesn't know who they are anymore. But I agree. I think Seattle is a serious playoff contender in the West. I don't know how far they're going to make it, but I think that's a good sign for the organization as a whole. They, they went. I mean, their second year in the league made the playoffs, missed the year after, 2 years after, and then are potentially going to be back in the playoffs again. So I mean, I think that's a net positive for that team, and
For sure.
they're only going to get better from here until who knows how long it's going to be. But yeah, I mean they're a serious contender in the West for a playoff position, and they're going to be scary in the first round, whoever they play. And I don't think it's going to be some like easy win that.
No, it'll definitely be a
think
6 or 7 game series for sure. But
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. Like I just said, this team keeps everything close. They like to keep everything close. They play tight knit hockey.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a bias why I like the Kraken. My boy Marchment is over there, Mason Marchment. Wishing him the best. It's been tough seeing him.
You hated him when he was.
Right.
You hated him when he was on Dallas, but love him now that he's gone.
He seems to not commit as many penalties. Maybe it's like the rain up there. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe he's just happier up there, even though he's probably sad because he's not with his bestie.
I was about to
Otter.
say, no way he's happier. No way he's happier. Bro. I mean, imagine like you and I got separated, bro. I'd be miserable.
Damn.
I understand.
Damn.
I understand Mason Marchman's feelings, dude. But
yeah.
Any other teams you want to talk about here? Anything else we're gonna throw in?
I mean, not anything like crazy that we haven't talked about. I think a team that I'm a little disappointed in right now, and I think a little bit the Capitals. I wanted them to be better. A lot's changed. A team I'm actually really excited to watch and kind of curious to see how they're going to progress throughout the rest of the year is Philadelphia. I've been enjoying watching some of their games.
Man, they're fun. They're kind of like the Islanders.
Yeah, I kind of love how like kind of scrappy and like kind of like I don't know. They're
in
really
your
like
face.
Yeah, yeah.
In your face.
But
Michkov,
I'm still gonna
another
say
young player that we didn't talk about. Michkov.
Yeah, he's up there too, isn't he? He's
he had a bit of a slow start to the year. I think it took him a couple games to finally get his first goal, and now he's kind of just broken out of the shell. So
yeah. I mean, he's scoring some points. He's
Zegras
again. He's making a difference. Yeah, Zegras that's the best thing that's happened to his career in a long time. Being traded out there, he's playing better than he has in the past few years for sure.
Imagine living in that crap hole of a city and like improving.
He probably still lives in LA. He just commutes. Bro commutes for sure. He's a California boy.
It's a hybrid remote position.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'll still say it. No matter what people say or say we didn't actually give any substance to our reasons. Buffalo is still bad.
Yeah, Buffalo sucks.
And no matter what someone says, we have a bad take because we just said team bad, management bad.
What detail do we need to give, brother? Look at the standings. Like, it's like.
Yeah, I'm sorry we talked bad about your team, but
I feel like some people are like, my team is fun to watch. They're good. It's like, bro, they're fun to watch, but they suck. They lose, you know? Like,
yeah.
And that's Buffalo.
Rough,
they like,
yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give one more surprise here real quick because you gave a surprise, like the Capitals, like how bad they are, and I don't really know. I don't want to do like another deep dive into the Capitals, but because they're just not playing good right now. But like, bro, what is happening in Toronto? Like, this is like a crazy collapse. Like, this team is not that good. Like, I understand Austin Matthews just got hurt, but like, it's not good. Like we talked about, they're definitely missing Marner. They have guys who aren't stepping up, and the thing with the Leafs is you're getting good seasons from Nylander, you're getting good seasons from Morgan Riley, good seasons a little bit from Tavares, like what we expected. But then apart from that, Stolar's not playing too well recently. I think they had, I don't know his name, Hilberry played last night against the Kings. Like, Caden Primo, like they're definitely missing Joe Wall a little bit. Like, they're missing some guys. The team is just like being second to last in the Atlantic is not, like, being just one spot above Buffalo is not a good look.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you see, like, they lack like commitment. Like, you watch them play a little bit and they just, the drive. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you watch them play and it's just, they just give up too easily in certain aspects, in certain scenarios. It's like, there's just no, like, these guys are not killing themselves every night to win these games or to try to win these games. It's like, I think we kind of talked about it in a previous episode. Like, they look like they're kind of coasting a little bit. They're thinking that, we're going to be able to ride it and just, get into the playoffs and do whatever. I think they might just be like, I think they have a morale issue out there still. Maybe Mitch Marner was not the problem. Sure. And as crazy it is to say it, maybe it's Austin Matthews. Maybe he was the problem. Maybe it's just like...
It might be. I think it's like a cast of characters. Like, I think these guys, like, they may play well together, but like, and I know Marner and Matthews were like best buddies, but like, are Nylander, Matthews, like Tavares, like, are these guys, like, I don't know. And like, you never know. Like, we don't like to dive into personal lives here, because these are men, these are grown men. Like, I wouldn't want them to judge us either. But like, what you're saying is kind of true. Like, do these guys, do they have a little bit of a gripe with each other? Even if it's just on a team basis, like, what's going on?
Yeah, mine kind of comes from more of like it's like, who is the face of the team a little bit. Like, Austin Matthews gets all the spotlight, but Nylander's right now the better player. But
a lot of times Nylander's the better player.
Yeah, when they talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs, they say, Austin Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs, not Nylander and the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's like, is there kind of this like resentment a little bit in the team of the guys who are not producing and are not living up to where they should be are getting this recognition for no reason, and praise, and that could be a huge impact. Like, there's nobody there stepping in to say, listen, like, right now Nylander's our guy and Matthews is not, and there might be kind of a division in the team a little bit.
That goes into also, like, it was very, and I don't know, I'd want a Leafs fan's perspective on this, but when they took the C from Tavares and they gave it to Matthews, that was problematic to me. Because Tavares earned the C not just with his play, but also with his voice. Tavares is a very vocal leader in the Leafs locker room. Matthews is not a vocal guy. Like, he's not like a Connor McDavid screaming at the team. Matthews is a full, like, here's my play is the example for why I have the C. And, is that kind of like, does Tavares maybe take a back seat as a vocal leader now because he's trying to let Matthews fill the role here? Like, I don't know, it's gotta be a morale issue. And Berube is a tough coach. Berube is like a super hard-nosed, old-school grinding coach. And is he being too hard on the team? Because once again, these are all grown men. They all kind of like to, Toronto's a big spotlight, big city. I'm sure they like to chill out. Like, it's, I don't know. There's something going on, and it's deeper than just the play.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with the captain take. I'm always of the opinion that your captain does not have to be the best player on your team. Mm-hmm. I think it's more important that they are a respected player of the team and somebody who is, like you say, kind of a voice for the team and can push the team in ways that that even the best player might not be able to. And I think that that's a mindset that a lot of people need to get out of, and a lot of teams need to get out of. It's like, you don't need the best or the highest paid player to be your captain. You need the guy who's going to motivate the team the most. And I agree. Like Matthews is kind of quiet. He's kind of seems reserved a little bit. He does not seem like the kind of guy. And I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not sitting in the locker room with them and watching how he interacts with everybody, but he seems like the kind of guy that's like going to try and be your friend instead of like telling you how it is.
A leader.
Which it's okay. You know, it's okay to be like friendly with your team. And obviously like,
of course,
you know, if you get along with the team, that's good. But like sometimes you need that guy who's going to just shoot you straight and be like, listen, you're not stepping up where you need to be. And you need to, you know, kind of get on them a little bit. And he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do that to me, which again, I have no idea actually if that's true. That's just kind of the impression I get from him as a person and from, you know, how he talks and the lack of interaction we see. I mean, like you said, like with McDavid, we see a lot of behind the scenes, a little bit of how he is with the team, and he knows when to yell and get on them.
Call guys
but he also
out.
knows when to. Yeah, he also knows when to not. And maybe there's you know, other guys on the team that can step up to do that, but they don't want to step on the captain's toes and you know, become the enemy.
And not just
because we've seen what happens. We've seen what happens when that happens.
Yeah,
like
it's
Marner
not just
was kind of one of the guys
toes.
that did that.
It's not just he's not just a captain. It's what you said. He's also like the supposed face of this franchise, and it's like, is upper management going to get involved if you try to step on his toes as well? And that's a conspiracy, obviously, but it's like, you know, I disagree with Austin and his decisions, and then upper management is going to be like, well, that sucks because guess what? He's not going anywhere. You're disposable. You know, it's a classic workplace situation thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, that absolutely could be the case. This is all speculation, but again, like you said, with taking the C from Tavares and giving it to Matthews, like, that's such a weird, like, honestly, just kind of such a disrespectful thing to do, I think. No matter how you're trying to change the team or if you think that he's not the right fit, honestly, I think it's better to just trade him than try and like that's crazy to me. If that ever happened, if I was a hockey player and that happened to me, the next day I'd be like requesting a trade.
And Tavares
I don't care what team
resigned there. Tavares, so he's obviously okay with it in some kind of,
I guess, but
the way I disagreed with it is so weird to me is like, you know, Tavares is the big name that they trade with from New York, from the Islanders years ago. This the Tavares trade is forever ago, but like, you bring him in and he's a hometown guy. Like, he loves his team. He's wanted to play for this team his whole life. He's finally there. You give him the C. Like, and he's never dipped in production. Like, you know, maybe slightly, but then he comes right back and it's like, and he's this vocal leader. Like, you know, if anything, like, Tavares was the first guy who really started turning the Leafs around after bad years. And then you draft, you know, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, like, you know, you draft those guys and it makes them better around him. But then to like tell him, hey, sorry, pal, no more C. You know, we're giving it to Matthews because he's the new face and he's earned it with his play. And, you know, it's props to Tavares for having the patience that he has, because I mean, he's there for the next 4 years and he's got to think about how that was taken. So I don't know, but
yeah, it's one of those things, like, the natural progression of becoming the captain of a team, and this goes for any team, not just Toronto or whatever. I always see that the right thing to do is to, as your captain ages and doesn't re-sign with the team or leaves the team, then it gets passed down. I think it's such a crazy move to take it from somebody who's already like on the team and is staying on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea their decision making on that. I don't know if it's, you know, the league conspiracy is real, dude.
You and I are a little biased because obviously we are fans of two teams that nobody could ever imagine the captaincy being taken unless these guys like leave the team or retire. Like, you know, and that's just how it is. Sure. But I don't know. Other teams do it different. You know, I mean, there's plenty of teams who have made questionable C changes. You know, I mean, maybe that could be a topic for next episode. Some of the most questionable captaincy changes.
There's also a lot of teams that I forget who their captain is. sometimes.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Because I'm like, wait a minute.
I know, I've been trying to think
you
this whole
don't
time.
hear about them. Yeah.
Who's the captain
one
of
we
the
talked about is
Islanders? Super random.
oh God, what's his name? Dude, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't remember anybody's name.
Super random. I'll look that up.
Yeah, but like LA, I always forget who's the captain out in LA. Don't ask me why. I just do. I know, but like I just forget. I'm like, wait a minute. But like
Anders Lee is the Islanders captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's one of those, like in some places the captain is not like that big of a deal.
Most of the time he's not the best player. Most of the time he's not the big deal. So
yeah, and I don't think that it's doesn't matter about their play. It's like a lot of times the captain is just not the player that is the most vocal or whatever. Sometimes it's, I don't know, just it varies from team to team. I agree that we are a little biased in the sense of our captains are huge parts of our teams, and there's no way I could see it changing for either of our teams unless they're no longer playing. But there's some teams that just like, whatever. Like it's just a position. It's literally just it's a honorary position that they're not like your main locker room guy. But in some of these teams, like, yeah, for sure, like Toronto, that whole situation, I think, has made a big impact on their team that can be affecting them still to this day. Yeah, maybe we could in the future talk about captains and stuff. That'd be interesting.
You think like McDavid's captaincy like affected Toronto at all with that? Like when they gave Matthews the C, like they're like, over there, the other notable Canadian team, they have their top guy. Like maybe we should do the same. I don't know. I don't really know what influenced it. I don't think
it's crazy to like name a young captain. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying like, McDavid is like obviously the superstar in Western Canada. So then in Eastern Canada, they're like, Matthews should be our guy now. Like we should follow suit of an organization that keeps making it deep in the playoffs. Like, I don't know. Parallels.
I mean, that could be a Canadian issue. I think
we're getting a little too deep.
Yeah, I think we are too. But I mean, I think Vancouver suffers from the same problem. Like, I don't think Quinn Hughes is like a guy that I would ever pick as a captain. He's a good player.
He's been a good captain so far.
Dude, I just think that dude's too quiet. I think he's too. have you seen those videos of him just like disassociating on the bench? It's crazy.
Yeah, but maybe he's different. That doesn't say anything about
him. That's true. He could be, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's getting way too deep into it. And again, that's getting into like personal lives of
other episode
of these captains who it doesn't matter. What matters is their play, is their how they are on their team, not how they are in their personal lives.
Good conversations, man. We're a little all over the place, but I think we slowed it down a little bit for y'all today.
If anybody is ever wondering how Brian and I talk about hockey, it's literally all over the place. We'll jump from one topic to the next and then back to another one. And
when we hang out, this is the same exact thing. Like, we'll be watching, like, say random, we'll be watching like Kings versus Sharks, and it'll be like, hey man, like Pittsburgh right now, bro. It's like we won't even talk about the game that we're watching. And
so if anybody is ever confused of why we talk about the things we talk about and how we talk about hockey, we're literally just recording our normal conversations and calling it a podcast. It's just how it is, man. That's what happens when you get guys that just want to talk about hockey.
We're not super analytical. I'll give you the names and numbers. Jordan will kind of just give you his opinion, and that's how we're gonna do it forever. So buckle up.
Yeah, Brian is the guy that remembers everybody's name. I forget players all the time.
I remember every stat constantly.
Dude, it's crazy. And that honestly, that comes more from, I think, being a longer, like, dedicated, like, sports fan. I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, I've never, like, growing up, I was not super big into sports. I followed some of it a little bit, but I was not. Yeah. But the more I've gotten into a lot of these things, it's like, I remember more of it, as we go, but you just have that like analytical mind about sports stats specifically. It's crazy, and names and everything like that. I mean, but yeah. So anybody that is looking for a more
NFL, dude, I'll just keep going.
Anybody that's looking for a more analytical type of podcast, that's just not how that's not what we do here. We're just talking
We're
about hockey a
vibes.
little bit. Yeah,
Vibes, guys.
we're talking about things that we enjoy, and we're talking about hockey in a way that we enjoy talking about it. And I'm just glad to be here, and I'm just glad to have
Me
people
too.
listening, and that's all that matters. But yeah, I mean, I had great conversation today. Like you said, a little all over the place, but all in all, just anytime we talk about hockey is good to me.
Me too. Y'all, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Icing the Puck Pod /podcast. I don't know, it's different on each one. Go follow it, share it to all your friends. We appreciate you. TikTok crowd, I'm here. Instagram crowd, he's here. All right?
Yep.
Hit us up, man. Hit us up. We got you. But that's it for this week. We appreciate the listens. We're back. Sorry for taking a week off. Important life events. Not many more will keep happening. I've crossed them all off the list now. So,
You know, that's how it goes sometimes. Like we've talked about in the past. Yeah. We're just normal guys. We got things going on. Sometimes,
got jobs, got lives,
yeah,
pets.
But, anytime we have a chance to talk about hockey and be here and record these episodes, we're going to take it. So it's always fun to do. So yeah, like Brian said, check us out on socials, check us out, Spotify, YouTube, everything like that. We appreciate everybody listening, and,
see you all in the
more
next
interaction. I love the interactions. I love positive or negative. It's all fun. So, but,
even when you insult Jordan.
Yeah, I'll take it. I don't care. Doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't. I kind of find it funny, actually. But yeah, no. It was, stay tuned for next time. We'll have more interesting conversations in the future.